Hey, it's Wes Huber, a crypto analyst here at My Digital Money.
This is Guy Gottschalk, president of My Digital Money.
So the new tax regulations that are coming into place are just more of actual filings. So what's being proposed or what's going to be into effect is that whenever people that are buying, selling purchases of Bitcoin, depending on the value, are going to have to fill out two different types of forms. For any transaction of crypto under $10,000, it's considered a buy or sell of a security. So people are going to have to fill out a 1099-B form, which is typically used for brokers, people that are brokering and selling traditional stocks. So basically that's one of the new forms that is going to be implemented that needs to be filed. But also anything above $10,000 is going to require an 8300 form. And this form basically states that anybody that is purchasing, selling, or receiving any funds above $10,000 will need to file this form. And it's kind of, the IRS is basically trying to crack down on people that aren't necessarily, transacting small transactions under $10,000 in many different increments to kind of avoid these filings to the IRS and keep kind of the money disclosed. So they're really just trying to crack down and make sure that everything is regulated and everything is filed correctly, just to keep kind of a hand and a handle on how people are transferring money back and forth.
But what if I don't consider myself a broker? I'm not a broker.
So yeah, and so that's where the big infrastructure bill became controversial, because the definition of a broker is so broad. So investors, the way it reads, are included. Even if you say you're not a broker, according to the language in the bill, you are a broker, because you're participating in the transfer and in the services of the industry. So that's why it's been so controversial.
Do you think it contributes to why the crypto market?
It definitely has contributed to why the crypto market has been stalling, because the infrastructure bill was signed last month, and it caused a lot of fear that people would be considered anyone would be considered as broker and can't actually abide by the tax reporting rules, right? Because it's pretty much impossible, for an individual investor to do the kind of reporting that's required. Well, you might not consider yourself a broker, but the way that the bill is written, that the tax rules are written, the definition of a broker is pretty broad and actually does include investors, because an investor participates in the transfer and in the services of the industry, is how it can be read. So that's why I think that's part of why the market's been stalling, because last month when the infrastructure bill was signed, it created a lot of fear in people and investors, miners, different entities, that it's pretty much going to be impossible for them to report, to be able to report. An investor won't be able to report all these activities. But the one good thing about using a company like My Digital Money is that we actually handle the reporting for you. So in cases like that, where you're using a platform like My Digital Money that actually does all the reporting for you, you can get around that. But it is very difficult for individual investors who are, using their own wallets and transferring funds to abide by the reporting guidelines. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so to use our service, if you're using, our cash accounts version of our platform, you don't have to pay any monthly fees or any setup fees. You just have to pay a transaction fee. So the reporting is pretty much included.